First of all, let's get started here. Hello, Joy.
Hi.
I'm here behind the table with the great Joy Behar.
Yeah,
Hello,
okay,
Joy.
I'm fine.
All right, you seem great. First of all, I want to talk about this because, we've got this event next week, which you probably have forgotten about, but it is the
Behind the
table Gala anniversary extravaganza is what I'm calling it. We're having a big thing. The people are very into this, and I was talking to the lovely Sydney, who runs our audience, and she said that the requests for this thing are off the hook. It's like 800 people in seconds requested tickets to this, and she's noticing some trends.
Like?
There are many people commenting about the fact that they're Bri Guys. It's happening. This is a thing. There's a hashtag Bri Guys are real. Bri Guys are real. It's happening. Mm-hmm. However, there are now an equal, perhaps greater amount of Joy Boys.
Oh, really?
These are men in their 30s. Who are identifying as joy boys, which is something that's come out of this podcast as well.
Guys?
I doubt it. I haven't checked, and who cares? But
there are some straight older guys coming on to me lately.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're in the audience sometimes.
Any guests?
No. We had a guest. I'm not going to name who they are.
Okay.
A couple of guests who've been on. One of them sent me a little note.
Really?
I'd love to check you out. See you later after outside the show.
Really?
He's running for office, but whatever.
Okay, could be anybody. Was it Biden?
Biden and I are in love.
Yes, I know. All right. Well, how do you like it? Do you like getting hit on?
No.
No?
Not particularly.
No?
I'm too old for that now.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I never really liked it that much.
Really?
No. I grew up in Brooklyn. They didn't act like that in Brooklyn, where I grew up.
You didn't get cat calls
Not
or?
Really. I mean, people didn't behave that way.
No? And you're, in general, when it happens, is your reaction to be annoyed or flattered?
Well, when they were on the street yelling, "Yo, mommy," like that.
Yeah.
No, that's annoying. It's scary a
Well,
little
I
bit.
apologized. I'm sorry I did that. Wasn't me. All right. So it's funny. We were talking right before things started here. Anyway, going back to the Joy Boys and the Bri Guys, I'm excited for this event. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Right.
It always is when we do this.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of curious whether there will be more Joy Boys or Bri Guys in the audience.
Why do you want to compete with me like that?
I mean, I know I can't. I know that I don't have the fandom that Joy Behar has, but
my fans are not going to necessarily, all of them, not going to be there. So even if I just get a smattering of Joy Boys, that'll be good.
That'll be good. That'll be good.
And let me tell you, from the bottom of my heart, I hope that there are more Bri Guys, because I don't want to live with you if there aren't.
I mean, I'm prepared to be disappointed. But the you mentioned that there's been some comments that people who listen to the podcast feel like you're mean to me.
They say, why one person?
Okay.
You have to have a sense of humor out there. We have a relationship. It's
Right.
a little on the S&M side.
Yes.
But
More on the M.
But that's the personality types that we're meshing here. And
Yes.
it has nothing to do with being mean or not being mean.
No.
If I felt I was really being mean to you, I wouldn't do it.
Oh, okay. So you just think I can take it and it's
Yeah.
fine. Yeah.
Yeah,
And you're not wrong.
You seem to like it, in
I
fact.
enjoy our repartee, if
I
you
mean,
want to
I
call
don't
it that.
talk to my husband this way.
No?
For example, no. He would not like it, but you seem to like it.
Okay. Well, there you go. It's reminiscent of my marriage.
Exactly.
All right. Let's see.
Let's go back to the original cast.
Yes.
I say the original cast is your parents.
Oh, sure.
And then everybody that you meet after that, that you deal with, is the road company.
Yeah, they say that most men marry their version of their mother.
Their mother. I believe that both your parents bear some resemblance to.
What about in your marriage?
I married my mother.
You did, Steve?
Yeah.
Or the first time?
You always think that it's your father because they're built like your father.
Right.
Like both my husbands are thin and tall. I don't. That's what my attraction is to.
Okay, but personality-wise?
But the first husband, I think, was low key, like my mother, kind of a little bit depressed, maybe. His mother had died when he was young, and I like that. That felt comfortable for me.
Right.
But then I had met a lot of therapy, and I have another husband who has no depression whatsoever.
No, that's interesting.
No.
That's interesting. All right.
Nothing.
And your father, the way you described your father, it doesn't seem like he had a lot in common with Steve.
Basic negligence.
Yeah.
Was his way of dealing with me.
And gambling.
Ignoring me. Well, he was more interested in the ponies than me.
Sure. All right. I also enjoy a little gambling, so maybe that's our thing.
That's it. Yeah, well, Italians like gambling.
Yeah, I do. We were just talking a second ago about our mutual friend and colleague, Sarah Haynes.
Oh, Sarah,
and the
yes.
fact that she is a very good audience and easy laugh.
She's starting to hit me again when I make her laugh. She stopped
Which is
doing that
often.
for a while. Now she hit me today.
Yeah. And we were talking about how she has a sense of humor. that people didn't tell you growing up that you had a sense of humor? What is that about?
Because the boys are scared of girls like me. Because I can always one-up them.
Right, because you're a little
Because I'm funny.
quicker and you don't hold
like
back.
they always say, girls always know if they're pretty. They also know if they're funny. And especially if you're funny, it's easy because people are laughing.
Right.
But I don't think that guys really appreciate that in a woman until they mature.
I appreciate a sense of humor in a girl, in a woman. I appreciate someone who's funny, but I also do appreciate someone who laughs at my jokes. And I think that's the trick with you, is you're an earned laugh. You have to, I mean, when you think something's funny, it's great. And the few times I've made you laugh genuinely, I've felt it
like
to my core.
Now, this is hilarious.
Yeah, this is hilarious. No, but seriously, like, do you feel like, I mean, I think you just think
Sarah
through.
is an easy laugher.
Yes.
And that's why men love her, besides the fact that she's pretty and
Yes.
really gorgeous girl.
Yeah.
She's a beauty, and she laughs at their stuff. It's an incredible package if you are trying to hook a man.
Yeah. For me, if someone is a hard laugh, it means so much to me to get it. Like, especially if there's somebody funny.
Well, because you were raised with Letterman.
Yeah, well,
I'm
that's the
sure
thing.
Letterman's a tough act.
But when I could make him laugh with an idea or just through conversation, it was the best day ever. And nothing could bring me down after that. And the fact that you're a tough laugh, I have the same reaction to you.
Well, comedians are, we're different. We hear a lot of laughing all the time when we're hanging out with each other.
Right.
Comedians together will laugh at each other, though.
Yeah. But I find that when we have a comedian on the show, like, you won't give them an easy laugh. Like, they have to really earn
Like
it with you.
Who are you talking
I don't
about?
want to name names, but we've had people on the show that, like,
Sarah Silverman.
we had Sarah Silverman. Yeah, Sarah Silverman is going to be on tomorrow, and you laugh very hard at Sarah Silverman.
I do.
Yes, and but you think she's genuinely very funny.
She's very funny.
Yeah.
She also is risky.
Yes.
She's edgy. She's risky. She's right. She's doing a whole thing. I was watching her special. She does doing a lot of stuff about her parents. One of them is dead. I don't know if both of them are dead.
Both of them are dead.
Yeah. I said to her when I saw her the other day, I said, the thing is, when they're all dead, you run out of material. Because mostly we make fun of our parents.
Right. No, you keep that with
As
you.
comedians, yeah.
On today's show, we had Julianne Moore with us, and
I love her.
she's very
Wonderful
just
lady and a great actress.
really nice too.
Yeah.
Lovely, and you're right, a great actress. She said she'd been watching the show since she was pregnant with her son 28 years ago.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Amazing.
That's incredible. We talk about this, the 28th season, and the fact that you've been here for most of it, except for
Don't remind me.
the 2 years where you were fired. But just when you thought you were out.
Then they pulled me
pulled you back in.
I know. Well, that was Hillary McLaughlin.
Yes.
I was minding my own beeswax, walking around Provincetown, looking for a drag show to go see, and suddenly the phone rings. Will you come back on Friday and host the show?
Yeah.
Whoopi's not going to be on Friday. So I thought one day a week.
And then we got you.
Sahara.
Yeah. Well, we snowed you. We knew the whole time.
And then I'm more and more
yeah.
and more.
No, we
and
knew.
more.
Once we give you a taste, we'd had you back.
Yeah.
For the record, it was definitely Hillary who made that call, and
was
Hillary
her.
who spearheaded it. I was in the room. I mean, I was
You
part
were
of
in the room
Yeah, I was
there?
part of the conversation.
Tell me what was going on before she called me.
We were discussing whether or not what we could offer you and whether we could get you here and what it would take.
Well, whose idea was to get me back?
When I started, Hillary had the idea already, yes.
Uh-huh.
But it was like 3 days beforehand. Everyone knew that you were the missing piece.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. We had a nice table. We had like 27 hosts. So that was
At that point?
At that point, yeah, it was crazy.
I know.
Yeah.
There've been a lot of people have gone through this.
The table when I started, it was Whoopi Goldberg, Paula Faris, Candace Cameron Bure, Raven Simone, Michelle Collins, you, and then
That's too many.
it is too many. And then we had all these correspondents. We had like 12, Padma Lakshmi, Anna Navarro.
Yeah.
They had a lot of people.
But those people that you named were not at the table at one
They were
time.
all at the table at the same time.
That's
So-
6 people.
Well, we altered people out because Candace was doing Fuller House eventually, so she would leave periodically.
I see.
Paula was on some days. Other people came back. It was a bit of a it was a lot of people at the table.
She's funny, Paula.
Yeah, Paula's hysterical.
Yeah.
All right, so going back to Julianne Moore, she talked about her upcoming movie Echo Valley, which is about the lengths a parent will go to protect their child. Do you have a line that you wouldn't cross if Eve or Luca were in trouble and needed you? Sonny's always saying, like, she'd
Bury the bodies.
bury the bodies. What
I
about
would
you?
too.
Yeah.
I would. My kids are everything. Everything.
Yeah. There's no moral, ethical line you wouldn't cross.
I raised them, my children, my child anyway, to be ethical.
Yeah.
And I don't have the problem.
All right,
But if
well,
I
there you go.
did, for some reason, I would help them.
Yeah.
I would aid and abet.
Yeah, I think that's right. I mean, there is that conversation.
Did you ever meet an Italian mother who would say anything other than that?
No, I don't think so.
No.
But, is there a point where you're enabling them, I guess, is the question.
Well, enabling takes time. That's like over time you enable them. They did one thing,
Right.
All
right. Something you haven't talked about in a while is your love of yard sales. It's getting to be the season.
Oh, I went to a couple this past weekend.
Okay, tell me about them. What makes a good yard sale?
A good yard sale is, the divorce. If they're divorced.
Right.
That's what I say in my show about this, as a matter of fact. When I do the show, My First Ex-Husband in the Hamptons, which, by the way, I'll be doing it this summer at the Bay Street Theater and the West Hampton Beach Arts Center.
Tell me more about this show. I haven't heard anything about it.
The show closed now in New York, and now we're taking it on the road. We're going to go to London with it, and
Right.
Edinburgh, Palm Springs, a lot of places.
All right.
Anyway, one of the things I did to introduce the show in the Hamptons was I love to go to yard sales because, especially the ones where the people were divorced, because they would practically give things to you to get them out of the house. That's how, I don't want to think about this.
Right.
Goodbye. But yard sales to me, like the show, is a way of peeking into someone's life. Like looking, like when you're driving around and they can see up there, they have the lights on and you can sort of see people doing things inside. That's how it feels like to me, a yard sale. Because you see their objects, their things.
Right.
And then you sort of understand what they're about in that way.
I get the divorce thing because there's things that probably have value, but you just can't stand to see them anymore.
They can't stand it. So you can get an incredible deal in a divorced yard sale.
How did you do in your divorce? Did you keep most of your stuff? Did you get rid of it? What did you...
We didn't have anything.
Yeah, that helps.
We didn't have a lot, yeah.
That helps. I heard you almost bought a bowl for Whoopi at this yard sale. Tell me about that.
Well, because Robin was with me. She had this idea that we should get a gift for everybody
At
in
the
thing.
table.
But I couldn't find everything like that.
Whoopi's hard to shop for, I will say.
This is San Gimignano, which is like this supposed to... It's outside of Florence, San Gimignano. And you see, it's like skyscrapers. That's how they promote it. So this would be good for Whoopi. Should I buy it for her? All right, I'll buy it for her. She has a place in Italy, and so that's why she said get that for her.
Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, so...
But what am I going to get for Sonny? A photograph of Harvard?
All right. And then now I'm saying, all right, the note here I'm getting is, rather than give it to Whoopi, you bought the bowl for yourself. Is that accurate?
I did. Because Whoopi doesn't want it.
No, but you got it and then realized you couldn't find stuff for the other people, so you bought it for yourself.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's good.
That's right.
You like Italy, too.
She gets everything. I always get her a lasagna.
Yeah.
Nobody else gets
No,
that.
that's the absolute perfect thing. I agree. When I worked for Letterman, I used to angst over what to get him for birthdays.
See, this is why I don't get you presents.
Because you don't have to angst over it.
I don't want to angst over it.
All right, well, when I did that used to drive me crazy because with a comedian, the question is, do you try to be funny with the gift? Because if you take a big swing and you miss, it's painful. That's the thing. Or do you try to be sentimental? He's not really a sentimental guy.
So what did you usually do?
I tried to be funny usually, or we had sports fandom in common, so I would try to find something historical from sports or something like that.
See all the work put in there for something just to please Letterman.
One thing I did, so Pete Rose famously was a gambler. Do you know about him? And he got thrown out of baseball.
Right.
And he started selling baseballs that said, "I'm sorry I bet on baseball," autographed by Pete Rose.
Oh.
And then he started signing nonsensical things, apologizing for other things. So I bought a ball that said, "I'm sorry I caused the European debt crisis," Pete Rose. But then I panicked and I wasn't sure if it was funny. And I decided, even though I'd spent too much on the ball, I kept the ball for myself. And Pete Rose just died, and now it's worth a lot of money. So I still have the ball. So it all works out.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. I don't know if that's interesting. Okay. We have a listener question here from Josh. Joy, before you were on TV or doing stand-up, what was a career that you dreamed of doing?
Before I was on TV?
Yeah, before it was stand-up was your goal.
Oh, I was interested in being a copywriter.
Really?
Yeah. I have a lot of different jobs that I've either tried or did.
Yeah.
I was an high school English teacher, and I didn't want to do that anymore.
Right.
So I tried to be a copywriter, and I took classes and everything, and then I didn't want to do it anymore.
Was it boring?
No, it's not boring, but it's too,
I feel like you have to be creative.
It was creative, and it was a creative idea, but it wasn't enough of a creative idea. It took me until I was practically on the of my behind, as they say, with no money at all,
Right.
to start doing a stand-up.
Yeah. It's like fate conspired to put you in that position where you would do it.
I had no money. I had no career. I had really just had a near-death experience. It was nowhere to go but up.
I kind of wanted to be a lawyer. I thought I might be good at
No.
I like the idea of like performing in front of a jury. I feel like I could
know
do a good
that
job
part,
at
but
that.
you're a performer at heart. You're not a lawyer. A lawyer has to study torts.
Yeah, no, I know, but
Are
like,
you going to study torts? I don't think so.
I don't think so. There's probably good. They
Talk
gotta have.
about boring.
Yeah, no, there's got to be like crib notes for that though. I feel like I could just go out there and get a guy off death row. I think I could.
No, most lawyers want to be actors.
Yeah.
And you're an actor who wants to be an actor.
All right. Well, I'm a producer who
Well, whatever.
sublimates his real desires.
You know, if this show ever goes off the air,
yeah,
or
behind the table or the view.
the whole everything, then you should take acting lessons. I think you'd be very funny and very
Oh,
good.
thank you very
I think
much.
you do. I do.
That's very nice of you. I appreciate that. Before we go, we have one more listener question from Kristen in Canada. I'm a high school math teacher in Canada and a mom of 2 girls. My parents are both Italian immigrants. These are your people here.
In Canada.
Yeah, so I love listening to Joy talk about her family dynamic and her upbringing. What aspect of your Italian culture did you value the most?
You know, there's so many things I could talk about here. I don't. That first of all, everybody was in the same building.
Right.
So, like my aunts and uncles were living on the 3rd floor. My other aunt on the other side, on my father's side, were on the 3rd floor. My mother and father are on the 5th floor with me. So everybody was in the building. We were always eating together, hanging together.
The food is so important.
Yes.
I mean, that seems...
And also, I would go down to my aunt's when my father or my mother would annoy me. I would disappear and go down there. And there was always, no one ever really told me to say, to just tell me to be quiet. No
great.
one ever said that.
It takes a village to raise a Joy Behar.
No one ever said it. They never said, Joy, be quiet. Like you do any child who say, be quiet. No one ever said that to me.
Yeah, they said it to me a lot.
Well, my grandmother once in a while would go like, Joy, your mother's calling you, which she wasn't. Like,
No, she's just trying to get you out of this.
Yeah, that was her way to get rid of me. But they were very supportive. They wanted me to sing and dance all the time. I always got a lot
Is
of
that an
attention.
Italian thing, you think? Or is that just...
Well, some Italian families.
Yeah.
I mean, I was very lucky. It was a very, very nice group of people. I miss them to this day.
Yeah. And the other part of this question was, what aspect of that culture was the most obnoxious to endure as a child or a teen?
That you had to go to everything.
Yeah.
There was no way to say, look, I don't feel like going to Thanksgiving this year. I want to go to my friends and hang Thanksgiving, even when I was like 40.
Yeah, no, there's a tremendous amount of guilt involved.
Yeah, you can't. And so now I know.
Even
I know,
self-imposed guilt. I think you feel it yourself when you don't.
No,
do
no,
those
they
things.
were insisting, and I couldn't do it. I had to be there, and I didn't want to sometimes. But and also New Year's Eve, I had to show up with them on New Year's Eve. They would never let me go. That's one of the problems. They won't let go of you.
But now you miss them.
I do miss them.
See?
I miss them every single day.
Yeah.
And my daughter is the only day she has to be with us is Christmas Eve. Other than that, I let her go.
It's hard when you get married and you have to split between families.
Well, I've always married Jewish guys, so Christmas did not have an issue.
Yeah.
But Thanksgiving sometimes was an issue.
We alternate Thanksgiving and Christmas between the two families every year.
Well, you're
so-
not. You're both Gentile.
Yes, extraordinarily so. All right. Thank you for joining me today, Joy. Tomorrow I'll be back with Sarah Haynes. How was this? Do we have anything in here? Is there any content in this?
Sarah.
Sarah.
Tell Sarah what I said. That
I will.
She's beautiful and the men love her.
Yes. And because of that, she's...
Because they laugh at everything they say.
Right. We'll play it back for her. Thank you for joining me. Tomorrow, we'll see you then.